Hello, everybody. Today is a grim day. It's probably the worst day in Ethos's history with some of the score changes that we've seen today. Um, Hopefully nobody's too mad at me and with all the FUD and things that have changed. If you're not familiar, we have made some pretty drastic changes. Let me pull it up here. To the Ethos scores themselves. Is this the right one? I don't think it is. Where's the right Chrome profile? Here we go. Um, See, no one is even in the chat yet. No one has said anything. Everyone has given up. Ethos is over. We're just gonna quit now. Yeah, there's been some major changes to the scores overall. I'm sure people are somewhat upset by it, but that's just life, unfortunately, when you're trying to build something that um you hope that becomes valuable in meaningful ways. It's like you've got to have balance. Yeah, maybe my things are coming across slow. Gotta watch live time scores getting nerfed. Yeah, because some of them are still getting kind of pushed out and populated. We can spend a little bit of time talking about the score changes if you want now. But yeah, overall across the board, even like my score changed pretty drastically. I think I'm down. I took a dip here down to 223.55. So yeah, it hurts a little bit. I've got a 200 influence handicap, but I'm no longer the number one on Ethos, which is great. Um, yeah, it feels weird to be blue again. I did realize there are a lot of people that were green, and I think we were looking at some of the population graphs, and I'm like, yeah, it's a little bit too easy right now. So, not everyone has found a way. Oh, look, did I lose some? I feel like I lost some vouchers recently. Maybe I did. Did someone unvouch me? Yonk. I feel like my it looks different than I'm used to seeing on the homepage here. Um, Maybe it just oh no, yeah, everything is reorganized now because all the scores changed. So I forgot about that. So yeah, this will look different now because bread is higher than Safsi, who was on the top of my wall previously. Yeah, if you're curious about the leaderboard, we did get rid of like the overall leaderboard, although I think we could probably bring it back soon. It was just causing a little bit too much headache when it felt kind of unnecessary. Like it's not really a zero-sum game, the idea of like being the top most reputable person. So curious what people were least impacted. People in the like 1500 range were the people 1500 to 1600. There were kind of two things that happened. One was a change to vouch ETH, and the second one was this like influence factor delta. The influence factor delta actually happens after everything else is calculated. So in a lot of ways, the vouch ETH didn't actually impact people. It was really the influence factor thing. But if you went to like top yappers, which is kind of like the top people in the space, you can get an idea. Like, so Zach XBT is now the number one person on Ethos, which I think is pretty fair. Um, Vitalik is up there with Bread Guy, not quite there, but you can see, I mean, they got kind of similar stats, right? Sammy has a significant amount more ETH vouched against him, but doesn't quite keep up with the pace of someone like Vitalik. So yeah, Musha says he had such a load score that the new update didn't affect him at all. So when you think when you look at kind of how this all works, and like I actually don't know if Wind Moon score has changed a little bit. You know, Wind Moon has a pretty good influence factor. His score went down from 1970 to 1922, so not that big of a change. Some of the things that you'll kind of notice, like if you look more in depth, like if you go look at Bread's profile as an example, um, eventually when it loads, I broke it. Go look at his score reputation, his profile. You'll see, like, yeah, he's got some misplaced endorsements. He was previously kind of maxing out this like vouched ETH before. He was also maxing out close to a number of vouchers, and so we created a little bit more headroom there, which helps. And then, yeah, he has like a tiny influence handicap basically, so he's at the right level, pretty much at the right level. But you will see a lot of people, yeah, they now have pretty bad influence handicaps. If you want the real truth, we have a hard coded one for me. So my influence handicap is 200, and I feel like we instated that because it felt like it it's just I don't want to be the most credible person on the product. It's not accurate. But yeah, it starts to feel a little bit better here. Obviously, these people have really good stats, and that's why they're competitive with the likes of Zach XBT or Vitalik. But now you've got people like Brian Armstrong up here towards the top, and Luca up towards the top, and yeah, it kind of comes together a little bit better. You still got people that like have a pretty significant amount of farming, I would say, at the top, but it's not nearly as bad as it used to be. So I would say we spend a lot of time on changes. We spend a crazy amount of time on the changes, honestly. And so we really went through with a tooth comb to understand exactly how it would be implemented. Now, not to like slap you in the face and then offer you cake at the end of it, but we do have another change coming EIP 11 that we kind of delayed until after we solved some of these problems. But EIP 11 actually um, gives you additional credibility score based on wallet history and wallet activity. I thought one of the cool things that Mega ETH did was they talked about kind of a similar thing that we're doing, which is people who have interacted with protocols a lot, people with a crazy amount of transactions, people with a crazy amount of history, like anyone that was willing to basically provide a significant amount of wallet history actually did really well in that sale. And I still don't think that that makes you like not an asshole or not, but it does make you not a Sybil. And so I think that that can be really valuable still. Um, so yeah, that kind of explains how the scores changed. I would say I'm like if you go like look at Wiz, I know Wiz is just starting to get started on the platform. Mm. You know, Wiz's score barely changed because he's just getting going 1525, 1501. I think this is a good example of like, yeah, he really didn't have a bunch of maturity in the vouchers and stuff like that. CBB score shouldn't pump, I don't think. I don't think anyone scored pumped, to be clear. Yeah. Uh, yeah, it did not change with this. So he's actually at like a delta negative because his influence factor is pretty high and could be higher. Like his score actually is, you know, one bucket off from where his influence factor should be. So but yeah, I'm starting to feel a little bit better about it. You know, I look at like Casper, who I would argue did a pretty good job of like, you know, getting really good stats on the system. You know, he's got a pretty good amount of vouched ETH. He still has almost maxed that out. A significant number of vouchers. This has a penalty now based on population and then mutual vouch bonus. So he's really like nailed the system, I would say. Obviously, probably a little bit disappointed Casper going from 2314 to 2094. But I wanted to kind of reserve the really upper echelon for what I would consider like people that have reputation and also influence on top of that reputation. Uh, oh, not this EIP. I see what you're saying. Yeah, with EIP 11. No, the max that we're looking at for EIP 11 is, I don't know yet. I was thinking maybe like 75. Uh, that you could get from wallet history. I do think that like one of the things, like if you look at who was it today that was sharing Nate Alex, he was talking about Ethos and he was like, "Hey, what the hell? Like, why am I neutral? Why is my score so low?" And he was talking about it, and people went and look, there you go. Deez just wrote him a thing 5 minutes ago. He left him a positive review. Like, I think it's cool that people are kind of using that as a way to activate. But like Nate, I don't know what his wallet looks like. I mean, we could go look at it, Etherscan. I don't know if he used his real wallet or not. Let's look at Etherscan real quick. He might be able to suddenly just get a huge boost and become known instead. Yeah, this is Nate Alex at ETH. So yeah, this guy would get a ton of credibility score. So um, I do think, Craig, that the scores for opening a market, I think the curve is a little bit is not aggressive enough, and it's something that I might sit down and try to look at tonight. Basically the issue is that you don't really earn enough from having a market, and I think a market is really where the puck is going in terms of like adding risk into the equation. If we pull someone like Johannes name up, oh poor guy, he's blue now. At least it matches your PFP's background, bro. um like okay, he's got 10K market cap on it. He's got people that hold it though. When you go look at it like on, yeah, I mean, it's pretty small, but he's really getting like nothing from owning it. 72. Okay, it's something. I would like it to be more dynamic. So it's something that I might go look at today, actually. Let me write it down. Uh, Market impact, because that's actually just like changing a function mostly. Now, one of the things that we were missing, not that anyone really cares, but now on the back end, we have a much better way of determining like how scores will impact people. We have a way to kind of test things now. That was one of the things that we invested in, why it took us a little longer, but I'm feeling pretty good about that as well, because then it makes it a lot easier for us to go test things. Ollie asked, how do you rate influence factor? Yeah, and then what is the influence handicap? So influence factor is driven by existing social connections that you have, whether you connect Twitter, Discord, Telegram, Farcaster. We look at all of these things and say, kind of build up this like population-based social graph of your history on each of those platforms. People that don't have as much influence on any of those platforms, they don't have as high of influence factor. And so the way that the handicap works, the intent that the handicap provides is that in order to truly be someone that is exemplary or distinguished, like you might be reputable and that might be valuable, but also having that ability to drive attention to yourself means that you have a little bit more reputation than someone like Johannes. And the I still think that people should be able to become reputable without having you shouldn't be you should still be able to be reputable without having a social presence. It just means that there's a handicap in doing so. And what this does is it acts like a balancer against people that like everyone is like, oh, but Vitalik and Kobe and whomever, no, whoever are all super reputable. Shouldn't they, like, appear on your platform? Like, and so we've tried to kind of separate that out. Maybe this is the right answer, like, maybe it's not the right answer. With the score is very fluid. Like, we might decide that this is the wrong way to handle this problem, and therefore we're going to modify how that works. But, I think it's not crazy to say that, like, Johannes, who I would consider exemplary, him and along with a lot of other people have dropped down to this reputable category, and the people that are exemplary are either have a significant amount of social signal on Ethos or have a significant amount plus they have some amount of like influence on other social graphs. Come on, we tried hard to push and make Legion neutral again, and it went down from 1200. Oh, let's go look at Legion actually. Yeah. I also changed something. No, it did go down. It barely got to neutral. Oh man, that's bad. I think it's probably because they got a couple of like yeah, 3 vouchers for 0 point no. Yeah, I don't know why they would have gone down. I'd have to go look at what the algorithm did to them exactly. I mean, they still got a ton of negative reviews, right? It's like literally not even 50% of the reviews are positive. So, are you able to give any feedback on what you learned from the Mega ETH ICO sale? What I would say is, like, the way that Mega ETH has approached this is very similar to what we've noticed from other partners we're looking with. Um, think about the values that Mega ETH had. Obviously, they don't wanna get Sybil attacked. They wanna reward people from within their community. They want to identify people who have strong social signals through stuff like Ethos or Money or Kaido or, Vibe Check from Peach's thing. And they really did their best to spread the distribution kind of fairly across everything. The thing that has come up, that gives us a unique position in is that a lot of partners are very interested in knowing more about their customers or their potential customers. And you can see it in Namik's post. He talks a little bit about like, oh, there's a guy that like, he had spent 183 ETH on gas, and he did all of these other things that kind of made him credible. Again, it doesn't mean that you are an asshole or not, but it does help you like not be a Sybil. Teams want to know more about their potential customers that they're distributing things to. That's just kind of a given and what's showing up more and more. And they want to know more about who you are and what you do and what you talk about. And I would say like a lot of them are curious about how likely are you to dump this thing, right? If you think about You are taking a token and you're giving it to someone. You want it to be in believers' hands that are going to hold long term, not because you're scamming them and you're like pulling the rug on a TGE, but rather because you want them to actually be aligned with what you're doing. And fortunately, we have a tremendous amount of data there that we haven't really tapped into yet. And so that like the maturity in terms of what people want data wise is growing from the partner side, which means that our data will continue to mature too. Much needed, should do one of these score adjustments every now and then. Yeah, that's kind of how I think. That's why I called it like ETH vouched ETH adjustment or something. Oh no, I see I don't have any influence handicap on my profile. Oh yeah, so that means you're in the right category basically. So like if I pulled up your account real quick, CZYCU, yeah, you're neutral right now. You would be able to get up to known pretty easily without getting any type of handicap, but it's basically saying like you're in the right kind of category based on your scoring. I think you can get to known without getting any type of handicap penalty. You did well. Those salty were score hunters. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'm not really worried about it. We had a huge thing in March where people were like flooding like crazy because they hated that we changed their scores. But I'm glad that people will start to see the opportunity from it. Low key, I really like the reset nuke. I don't think I drink to forget it, but I still like it. Yeah, I think the other thing is like you have to look at it from a very selfless perspective. So biggest influence comes from Twitter, right? I just don't run Farcaster at all. You could say that I don't have it. Yeah, I would say the most amount of influence comes from Twitter because that reflects how influence works in the space. So yeah, I think that's a fair assessment of the influence score. Oh my god, I haven't caught up to these messages yet. I highly doubt Farcaster carries any big incremental. Yeah, especially because we'd have to really dig into like Farcaster and followers and Nanar score and all this other stuff, and we just hadn't really gone that far. Trump got defended in the slash. That was a very interesting slash. Oh, did that guy? So he lost credibility score, right? Uh, Oh shit. Yeah, piracy data lost 50 score. 61% the other way. Damn. Yeah, so he took a hit on both. He would now have a wait, yeah, defended slashes. Yeah, you don't see that on a lot of people. That's the beauty of the bond, man. Okay, so the thing that I wanted to build today that I think will be really fun is we had this vision, like even if you go to the Ethos website, which I'm sure like people haven't probably browsed in forever, the main site that we have that explains what Ethos is and the purpose and stuff like that. One of the things that and you've got even, oh, I wonder if that's still right. Yeah, that's not exemplary anymore, is it? Or is it? Distinguished is 2200. You scroll down like all of it's crazy how like close to the vision we've been for a very long time. Um, if you scroll down, there's something that we had used to talk about where like, wait, I think it was on here. Maybe I'm wrong. Uh, yeah, other credibility scores. So one of the things we had always talked about doing was it's cool that like Ethos built our own score, and that could be helpful, but like people might disagree with how the score is calculated. And I think it's a pretty opportune time to talk about that because if you think about the way that Ethos works, like at the infrastructure layer, Ethos itself is a bunch of vouchers, it's a bunch of reviews, it's comments, it's upvotes. And we look at all that data and we create our own scores. But anyone can do that because it's on chain data. Like there's on chain data that you could go consume and understand and build your own scores. And there's a really popular score out there called Eigentrust. There's actually some people in the space that are building stuff. Yeah, OpenRank builds an Eigentrust algorithm, and Eigentrust is similar to PageRank. Uh, yeah, I guess like I forget that people don't know about the website. The actual this website is sick, man. This was like how we drove interest in ourselves originally. People were like, yeah, it's a sick website. It yeah, I still love this website. We built it in May of last year, so it's still accurate to this day in terms of what our vision is. Give me score based on people I vouch for review for. I thought about that too. We could do that too. When is the Ethos main leaderboard coming back? We might add it back in soon. I feel better about its state. I just don't. It hasn't helped anyone to be like, oh, here is the leaderboard because it only hurts the perspective, and it's not the point of Ethos. Like anyways, it's a whole thing that I could go on and on about. I'm not reading this shit in light mode. The Eigentrust algorithm basically says like if I trust Johannes and Johannes trusts I don't know what's that guy's name, Gigi, I think, then I trust Gigi by proxy. And it kind of goes back to like original page rank algorithms. It's a very simple way, I would argue, to calculate trust and trust scores. And I want to build a score based on this. And again, my original vision was like, oh, like even if you look at like Ethos today, there's a number of things that we could do that are really interesting. Like I could go look at Pablo's score and like, or yeah, Pablo's score, and you're like, okay, like globally he's established 1739. But if I have a bunch of people that I know that I like, that I vouch for, that knows Pablo, what if like he I saw a different score than anyone else saw? What if I saw a score that's like related to me kind of? And that's not quite what eigentrust is, but we could actually get there with eigentrust. So anyways, I want to kind of talk through that because I'm not saying that like the ethos score sucks and we had to change everything. I just want to show people that like there are other ways to solve this problem and they might be good, they might be bad. I would tell you eigentrust is the most hackable algorithm out there. Like it, it is the most farmable thing ever. And that's the one thing that like I think people should understand because I can say I trust Johannes. Johannes trusts 100 million people. Suddenly you trust those people too. That's not exactly how it works, right? There's basically no like uh tension for farmers. There's no risk involved. And so yeah, like in eigentrust isn't well, eigentrust will give us still a global score. So it will still say like this person is trusted by the most people up by other trusted people. We'll get into it and I'll show you how it works. But uh, one thing I'll say is last on Monday, we did the base app thing. The base team was super excited about it. They were retweeting it and stuff like that. I did get it working for Farcaster. And so you can go play with those apps if you want, but yeah, it works. Okay, let me go. I also I've been trying to fix Tethos. Tethos was getting abused, and I started archiving all the Tethos reviews. So please don't yell at me for that anymore. Let me go create a new file called uh eigentrust. Ethos, Eigen. Uh, okay. So we're going to go use the Ethos API to build basically another scoring system. Um, I do feel stupid always like explaining to Cursor what eigentrust or what Ethos is. Um, I want to build on top of a product called Ethos that has an API and docs available. At See, it's still not letting me do the like talk to it thing. It used to. Oh yeah, I wanted to be able to do the browser. Um, oh, you know what we need to do is we need to open the agent mode. Yeah, this. Yeah, okay. So agent mode is slightly different than editor mode. I want to build a product on top of Ethos that has an API and docs available at developers.ethos.network. Um, we I'm gonna put it in plan mode too. Uh, Uh, Ethos has its own score based on different primitives on the platform, reviewing people, vouching people, uh, scores, and how they relate to each other, etc. We want to build an alternate score for Ethos using the eigentrust algorithm. Um, we would like, yeah, so I'm going to just build this with vouchers. So we would like to only use vouchers available via the activities API to build this graph. The eigentrust algorithm should be able to be displayed in a website that we build using Dino deploy, Tailwind, etc. And yeah, let's fucking hit send. Okay. Someone is saying 4 times that their score dropped. Unbelievably, it dropped another 51 points again. Yeah, I mean, I'd go look at the score change tweets that I published. Everyone's score changed. I only trust people I know I can trust. I agree. I think the problem is like if you build a a product that is based on people saying they trust each other, and there's no like ramifications for not trusting each other, then you build like the eigentrust score technically be very easy to attack. And so that's the risk with this and what we've built. And actually, it might help us understand like who is abusing ethos a little bit better. Um, but yeah, bro, I feel like I'm about to learn more vibe coding today than for the last few days. Yeah, I mean that's the whole point of this is we do a lot of vibe coding stuff and we teach people how to vibe code. I always tell people, and I've been ending it with like, hey, you should go like, it's cool. This is the browser mode. So it's actually reading the activities API. It went to the developers page. It's reading the activities API. It's doing all of this automatically with the agent, which is pretty cool. Let's see. Cursor. There's some, there you go, app management. Cursor didn't have permission to actually use the browser, so I had to give it access. Oh, later. Okay. Was it waiting to run? Oh, there you go. Okay, cool. Okay, so in plan mode, it always asks you for additional information. So I would say the website should display a search and a leaderboard of the top 100 profiles on Ethos based on eigen trust score. It should also show their Ethos score currently next to it. Let's see what else. I would love to then add a visual graph of the trust network using some E3 components. Oops, not E3 components. This is a little bit zoomed in for me, so I'm just going to zoom out because I'm not trying to super optimize for you guys reading it. How should vouchers be computed? So, God, it keeps scrolling down. Vouchers should be computed, pre-computed. Yeah, pre-computed. Maybe we have to keep our own database as a way of determining the graph, uh, showing it. I think it would be too hard to compute on the fly. Okay, what's the other thing? Should we compute all scores? Yeah, we should compute all scores for all those profiles that have vouched for someone. All ethos profiles. We can start by looking at all active, non-archived vouchers and then making the map of users from anyone who has been vouched. Okay, cool. It was a coincidence. Everyone's scores are affected, but it takes time for it to happen. Yeah, there is something that it does have to get populated a little bit. Will it be fixed? No. What do you think about the tweet I posted? I have not seen your tweet, to be honest. I try to keep up with everything, but I'm not the best at it. API is behind a paywall. Yeah, it's open source. Anyone can go use the API. There's no tokens or anything that you have to use. Okay, it says build. Let's build it. At least our scores nuked after Mega. Yeah, they did take the Mega snapshot on Sunday. I said my score dropped because of Eros agent, and then I lost another 51 points. What is this? Could you please check it? Respectfully, brother, I'm not the support team. I would love to help you. I'm sure that the score is accurately getting calculated. I'm not the support team. Go to help.ethos.network and they will help you figure out exactly how to get things organized. But I'm sure your score is in a good place. Asking for help in this chat is not the right place to ask for help. It's not going to get you anything. But yeah, both the scores. I mean, everyone's score went down pretty much collectively. I don't think that Mega ETH said, "Oh, this guy has a better score than that guy, so I'm going to give him a little bit more allocation." Either that's not really how my understanding of how it worked. To be clear. What else do we got here? So yeah, if you're not familiar with some of the stuff that I'm using here, Cursor, obviously, I'm in agents mode. I'm using Composer 1, which is their it's the Cursor specific model. It came out like maybe a couple weeks ago. I like to use build mode for this stuff because it's a little bit smarter in terms of like oh, here's what I should be thinking about and how to think about like an entire product holistically. Um, but yeah, that's kind of my setup: composer, cursor, build mode, stuff like that. They should give me a fat allocation for voting bullish. Yeah, that would have been sweet, huh? I do feel like they mentioned sentiment, and a lot of other partners seem to care a lot about sentiment, honestly. Like people are like, I don't want to give tokens to people that like talk shit about me. Interestingly, that has been created a really weird dynamic with like the Monad token. I think people are afraid to say anything critical about Monad because they all have allocation and they know that it could get nuked. Um, like, if you were I do think that if you were, like, publicly bullish with some amount of influence or credibility beforehand, like, they should be considering that and how they give allocation to people. Ethos was just a small percentage of the overall factors. Yeah, I don't know what percentage it was actually. I think that they used it for helping prevent, like, absolute Sybils, I believe, and, yeah, I think they were looking for just reputable people, like a signal basically in the market. Uh, I think that is what Ethos does really well at, to be honest. Now, we've had partners that have prioritized the top 100, Ethos profiles to go after, right? So, I could see how that could be a little bit annoying if you're like, "Oh, shit, like, now my score is not a top 100," but, I don't have any control over what partners decide to do. We can help guide them towards things. I've guided them towards contributors before. I've guided them towards validators before. But yeah, we don't have a way of explicitly saying. I think Lil Stars did contribute. No, Lil Stars did top 100 most credible. So um, yeah, it just depends on how the partner like, they might wanna target the most credible people, they wanna might target the most loyal Ethos contributors because 'cause they're good people that, value the product, and again, they might wanna target validator holders, like a lot of people teams, target, holders of NFTs and stuff like that, so yeah, yeah, I can't check if I'm top 100 anymore. Yeah, we'll bring back the credibility score. I feel better about it now. I was trying to fight the, like, I just it's a not a zero sum game, but then I realized that partners do wanna be able to look at that and reward that, so, okay. Let's see what we got here. So it says that I built it. Oh, 9 out of 10? Okay, I need the terminal. Where's my terminal? Where did it go? Oh, here it is. It's saying, what should I do next? Next step, run Dino. I don't really care about the lake here. Okay. Uh, nice. Okay, Dino run, allow net. God damn. Allow read, allow write, script slash sync.ts. Okay, cool. So it's fetching the vouchers from the Ethos API. And I'd be surprised if I don't get rate limited unless it added the like there's 55,000 vouchers, I think. So this might take a while. Um, are we handling did we add so if you go to the Ethos API and click on introduction, yeah, did we add client identification so we don't get rate limited by Ethos? Um, it seems like it's working. I don't know. It's a lot of stuff to pull without having any sense of like if it's actually working or not. Uh, let's see. Why did you make such a decision? This is not a good thing. Everyone is thinking of you. Yeah, I don't know, man. I have no idea why I make any decision that I do. To be honest, I'm not qualified for this position. I don't know who let me become the CEO of Ethos. I didn't even think about why we should change the scores. To be honest, I just decided to change them. So I hear you. It wasn't a good thing. Um, why don't we go pull your score up? Circon.arc. Let's see. Your score isn't even reset yet. I guess we'll see what happens. No one's interacted with you. You need someone to go upvote or downvote something. I don't think I have any gas money here as agent. I think he has 0 ETH. Someone go upvote his thing and it'll reset his score. Oh, Recoin Doctor invited you. There you go. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm clueless to be honest. I have no idea why I decided to make these changes. I'm just a lousy CEO. Look, Nate Alex is trending now. All right, well, let's hop back in here. All right, we're at 23. What did it say? Did it actually do it? Yeah, it did. Cool. Shit, it's pretty good then. Okay, so let me see how many actual vouchers do we have on Ethos? Let's get rid of this. We can get rid of this too. Definitely don't want Figma. Shit's gonna burn my fucking RAM. Um, what okay, let's go look at like the most recent voucher go to. Okay, so 50,000 vouchers. Yeah, so we're pretty close. So what it's doing is it's loading these 50,000 vouchers into my local database. Let me see. No one else has any questions. Okay. I don't really like waiting for this. So I'm like, let me see what else that it wants me to do. Database schema created some endpoints for the API. Okay, so then it will compute the scores. Like, okay, so how does our eigentrust score actually work? Curious. The implementation details shouldn't interrupt anything. Never have you thought you pulling up scores here? Yeah, I like to pull scores up when people ask stupid questions. Um, okay, so how does it explain? The eigentrust computes global trust scores by property and local relationships. So it has this graph builder. It makes a graph. We've kind of done some of the community algorithm stuff before. I don't need this. It normalizes the trust matrix, and then it uses an iterative eigentrust computation. Interesting. Um, so I guess this is just a standard eigentrust score. So yeah, so if Alice vouches for Bob and Bob vouches for Charlie, Bob gets trust from Alice. This is crazy that's doing all this in the back end. I wonder if I'm setting off some sort of alert, um, someone like in our internal system. But anyways, like my sense of humor. I try not to laugh at my own jokes because that would be cheesy, right? So Bob gets trust from Alice. Charles gets trust from Bob indirectly from Alice. Charlie's score reflects it. Yeah. Okay. So what is the range for each person's score then? Got cursor right now pivoting from V0. Yeah, dude, cursor is awesome, man. I mean, I really like Composer 1. It's super fast. You can see how quick it's outputting here. I've done so much vibe coding for the last 12 weeks. And we've got like even me doing it 12 weeks ago, there's just a tremendous amount of improvement since then in terms of speed and accuracy. I think 4.0 was the first one we were using. Claude 4 was like a pretty big deal. But Composer 1 is sick. Okay, so each person's eigenscore is a trust from a range from 0 to 1, and all scores sum exactly to 1. Ooh, interesting. After the computation, the trust factor is normalized so that it sums to 1. So, wow. If there are 1,000 users, the uniform baseline is 0.001 is the eigentrust score. The front end shows 6 decimal places. Huh, wow. So like I probably, because I'm on Ethos, most people vouch for me or ZachXBT, we should have like a pretty good amount of size of total network trust. That's interesting. Um, Yeah, that's actually super interesting. So now it's just going through and getting all the scores. I'm guessing it's just putting it into a local database. Um, I'm glad there's some people that are unhappy about the scores. I totally get it. I called this. Yeah, Craig says his influence factor drops. Yeah, because the influence factor is based on ethos, like ethos scores also qualify the influence factor. So your influence is driven by other people on the ethos network. And if people lose their credibility, then their influence factor will drop because yeah, everything is like super intertwined. It's kind of hard to explain. That doesn't mean that your percentile changed, to be clear. So most people's score probably actually went down. Most people's influence factor probably dropped. Am I the only one that thinks that they didn't cut that much? Yeah, let's go look at yours real quick. That's not a stupid question. Okay, I didn't mean that. D4s, is that your name? D4s? Is this right? Yeah, it looks right. Yeah, 1558. Yeah, I didn't expect yours to go down. Oh no, yours hasn't been calculated yet. I don't think, at least. Yeah, so your score just hasn't been calculated yet. If anyone wants to go upvote something on this guy's profile, not a vouch, like if you upvote this review, his score should get calculated. Um, sorry, D4s, I didn't mean to get your hopes up. Your score didn't change at all. That's why you're happy. uh, let me see. Okay, so it's got all the score levels. I don't know what it's doing now. Let's see, did anyone go do it for him? I mean, I could. I don't have any money. I don't like Ethos won't sponsor my gas. So maybe I have another account on here that I can log in as. Euros agent has 0 ETH on base. He has 0.00000046. Let me try. Oh, Xenia agent has money. Okay. Oh, there it goes. It calculated. Yeah, there you go. I'm sorry, bro. Like you went from 58 to 1512. So yeah, thank you, Stellar Object, for helping out with that. Yeah, if your score hasn't updated yet, if you have everyone should drop a little bit, some amount. If your score hasn't changed, then yeah, you should go check it out and have someone basically upvote or downvote anything on your profile and it will recalculate your score. The thing about like our score calculations is we don't just like constantly calculate everyone's score. We do it in real time based on how people are interacting with you. So, um, oh no, not Frank. I don't know, Frank. You finally got out of untrusted earlier. Okay. Frank is 1806. So his has well, I don't know. We might need to go hit the like up or down button on Frank. Hold on. All right, let me go upvote something on Frank's profile. My own comment. Yeah, we're cooking. Oh shit. 1807 to 734. Live shot of Frank getting blasted on Ethos. All the things that he earned back in the past 5 days from other score calculations sent him back to the gulag. Sorry, Frank. I wonder why that is. Oh, mutual voucher one says one. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. You got sent back down to untrusted. You were at, I mean, yeah, you got to 806 yesterday. Oh, today you were at 806. Yeah, you get back. I don't know, go make your case. Make your case in the chat for anyone that's left you a negative review about why you don't deserve it. I've made my case for why I think that you didn't deserve the negative reviews you got. I still don't believe anyone has given definitive evidence that Frank has actually done the things that people have said he's done. But people continue to bring it up, so I'm happy to listen. Okay, so we ran the first thing. Let's go run. Maybe Frank's Eigen trust score would be a lot better. Uh, okay, what is the next thing that it asked me to run here? Shit, the fuck is it? Where is it? It told me what to do. Oh, here you go. It's Dino run allow read write script compute scores. Oh, I think it did that. No, it hadn't done compute that scores yet. Okay, cool. Uh, yeah, I guess Frank won 0. Yeah, every time Frank goes up, he goes back down. I will say that there's something that is on my mind that a lot of people have brought up, and it's basically like, now we're using influence factor as a handicap. Should influence factor for people that are not on Ethos, they get a pretty good amount of score for it. Like, I think 450 would be pretty high. You'd probably get like almost 200 for it. You don't get any of that when you join, and in fact, Frank's score went down because when he joined, we started removing the influence factor he had. Um, so, like, a lot of people have been advocating that, like, if you have a good influence factor, when you join the platform, you should still get something from it in the social proof. So, I think there's still, yeah, like, Frank is number 107 out of 107 in the trenches category. Um, oh, spiders down there. Um, So this guy too, he's a trencher? Huh. I didn't know that guy was a trencher. I don't know, people self-request stuff all the time. Anyways, let's see what our algorithm's doing. Oh, it's still computing. Yeah, the, the live stream nuke is pretty funny. It's like when we opened the monad packs and that girl opened like 250 grand worth of monad last Thursday, and instead we have Frank here and his nuke's going to zero. Little man. Yeah, I thought that one was interesting too. I know some stuff. I know a lot of people that know some stuff about Lil Lambo. Yeah, he's in a lot of group chats I'm in. I don't really have a perspective, but yeah, people are all over the place with him. He's an OG though. Weak football P&D leader. There you go. I mean, everyone has an opinion, right? That's what I think is interesting is like, I think it's fair to have opinions of like, oh, a negative opinion, like this guy fell off. Like he used to be good, now he's just shit or whatever. Um, pretending to be someone else. I don't know what his account was like before. So yeah, a lot of people say he sold his account. I don't know anything really about him other than I see him in group chats. Damn, yeah, he's actually 1607. But okay, so what I was trying to talk about there is like he hasn't joined, and so he's getting 107 from just existing, basically. And then puts him in the known category, but like, yeah, Frank would probably get a little more than that, probably like 200, I would say, at 400 influence factor. And Frank gets none of it because he joined. Literally, if Frank was not on the platform, he'd be 1134 instead of 734. Everyone that knows Frank should go vouch for him. Hate seeing my brother down in the red light district. Yeah. I mean, the other thing is that, like time is not on Frank's side yet, right? Like there are people that have vouched for Frank recently. Um, I did, Boom did. I mean, that was 2 months ago, but like, yeah, okay, so Wiz did 28 days ago. Like these are some more recent ones, and it takes 180 days for them to fully mature. So uh yeah, like his biggest mistake was logging in. It's fair. He would have still like if Frank ever decided to have an ethos market, it would be the most interesting ethos market that ever existed. Um, but yeah. Okay, is the Eigentrust thing done? Oh, there you go. Okay, so wow. Okay, so we've got our Eigentrust first computation. Let's go see what this actually means. Um, okay. Looks like we have our computation complete. Now what? So I know I'm profile 8. I'm assuming this is ZachXBT, but we could go look it up real quick. But yeah, I want to go see the web server. Okay, Dino task start. Let's go see what it built us. Oh my god, what the fuck is this? It's some Wikipedia ass looking shit. What is the UI, dude? Why does the UI why does the UI look like shit? Can you make it look sorry. Listen to the fucking distance. Uh the leaderboard is not loading yet either, so it also needs to be like dark mode. Um yeah, everyone's F in the chat for Frank. It's time to start the clean state and the clean reputation. I still think the more interesting thing that we haven't figured out for someone like Frank would be that reputation bond thing that I keep talking about. Like I saw I saw a lot of stuff over the weekend, people talking about Frank, and they're like, "Look, he's dumping on his followers," and like, go look at it, and it's like the compromised wallet that he's had that's been compromised for a year. And so it's like easy. I feel like he's like a dummy target now. Like people just keep punching him in the face, and like I know I'm like risking my own reputation by saying positive things about Frank, but I don't. I just haven't seen that. I haven't seen the like proof that says Frank did any of the things that rest of CT likes to kind of push. Um, if you want the like honest, the best source of truth for stuff like this is has Zach XBT written a thread about this someone. And Zach XBT has never once said anything negative about Frank D Gods, and I don't think it's because Frank's paying him off. Like there's just not proof on chain as far as anyone has ever been able to find that says those things. You can dislike Frank, and I think that's totally fair. And I think he's got a lot of reviews that from people that don't like him. But saying that like he did things that he didn't do, I want to have a reputation bond system where that allows people to build their score back whenever someone proves that they didn't do any of those things. So um yeah, like you know, the story with Frank is like Frank is the only person on Ethos that's untrusted that actually cared to like try to talk about it. Um, you have other people that are like, "Oh, Ethos is a fucking scam. I can't believe it. It's bullshit. The guy that runs it is a scammer and all this stuff," and just like they don't get it. And I think that was one thing that stood out to me. And I mean, I put it on chain. I wrote it right. Like I'm risking my own reputation by supporting Frank, but whatever. It's because I believe it. Or I don't believe what people are saying. Let's see. The US UI should be more polished, right? Let's see what it looks like. Oh, I'm still getting an error here. Frank just used an edge network, which anyone that could have built had skin in the game. Yeah, I mean, like, it feels weird talking about Frank in third person if he's in here, but like, I think, I think a lot of people look at like the DeGods thing. Like, I mean, if you look at it like any other NFT project, I mean, what NFT project is still doing well right now, and hasn't tried to like build things? I mean, how many people have given up completely, right? Like, I think it's hard. I think it's a hard position to be in. But there's still people in this world like Kevin Rose that I think grifted the hell out of Moonbirds and just left the space. So I can appreciate perspective that some people have. Making so I use it without a wallet signing every time. You want a beta test for us, Frank? Because we have a feature coming literally today or tomorrow that allows you to not sign all transactions that you can just deposit funds into. So, yeah, I mean, the funny part is if you're over 1,400, man, you'd never have to sign any transaction because we always sponsor them. But yeah, I agree. It's a pain in the ass. We've spent the past couple months having Ethos CTO working on that, and it'll be a much smoother experience once we ship it. Should be I think it'll be today or tomorrow, but it'll just be in beta. So yeah, I could add you to it if you want. Because yeah, it's a fucking pain in the ass, especially on mobile. Like it's like the worst mobile experience of all time if you're not 1,400. Okay, let's see if wait, where's my terminal? Yeah, what happened? Is it not working? No, 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 no. Dino task run. Dino task start. Okay, it's working now. 8,002. Oh, it looks a little bit better. Wait, why is it running twice? Let's see if the leaderboard is working. So the new leaderboard with Eigentrust. Okay. Sub 1,400 third class citizens. Yeah. Dude, okay, so real talk. The reason that we did this is the people that are sub 1,400, obviously they're not third class citizens. They're not like bottom tier of the caste system or anything. It's just that they were the people that were spamming Ethos the most. And we're paying for people to do transactions. And like 80% of our volume came from people that were sub 1,400. And you go look at half the shit they're writing, it's like complete bullshit. You're like, we don't want to pay for these people to write stuff. So it's hard to it's kind of hard to justify it. I get it. There are people that are in 1,400 and below category that shouldn't be, is what I would say. The score apocalypse wasn't as hard hitting as I had assumed from reading the proposal. That's good, I think. All right, let's see. Looks like our leaderboard isn't quite loading yet. Uh-oh. I will take it back once reaching 1,400. Chills. Uh, I don't even know what I was saying. I just want to see this stupid fucking thing. I mean, I'm sure this doesn't even work. It's searching by profile ID. There's a lot of simple stuff that we can do. Uh, go space dot dino dot dev. I still think this is pretty fucking cool. Like I'm pretty proud of this one that we made on Monday, for mobile on the base app. Yeah, Frank's real big on Farcaster these days. He just posts memes over there. So he could use it too. So you can go see how bad his score is. But yeah, I was pretty happy with this. So now it works on both Farcaster and the base app, which is nice. Slow fetching of user data from the Ethos API. Okay, I see. 4 o'clock. Okay, so it says the API is returning data. Let's go inspect it. Told me to inspect it. Let's get out of this stupid fucking responsive bullshit. Console refresh. Yeah, nothing is happening. Interesting. So it just kind of waiting. Oh, we're running it on 2 different places. I don't see anything in the console. Check the network tab. Is API? Yeah, it's not API/leaderboard. So I should be able to test the API directly. There you go. Okay. I mean, it does have. Oh, there you go. Look. Wow, look at this. So Eigentrust has Safsy as the #1 person on the platform. Fascinating. Gandhi strategy? Who the fuck is that? They're questionable and they're ranked 5th? How does this work? Moon Trader? Wow, that's crazy. All right, let's see. Let's go look at Ethos. Yo, let's get this out of here. Who is Gandhi_strategy? It must be weighted. Yeah, it must be weighted by vouchers. He only has, oh, look, he has the most amount vouch. Look at that, 6 ETH vouch for him. I don't think I've ever heard of this guy before. He owns a validator. He's got a pretty sweet one too. It's the Flayed Man. His score went down a little bit. Yeah, he's not too bad. So that's fascinating. Oh yeah, look, this guy has the that one looks like mine. He's just blind. Like the what was that movie? Forget. Interesting. So this is a totally different scoring system. The only thing I don't think it has is it didn't load like actual profiles in. So mock profiles. So we'll have to fix that part too. Let's see if we go back now. Yeah, so there's something weird happening here. Looks like the WebSocket connection is failing. Weird. I wonder why it's doing that. Yeah, the other thing, so let's see. Do I want to open another agent? I noticed that when we ran our eigentrust algorithms, we aren't pulling in mock profiles. Mock profiles represent users who aren't on Ethos but can still be vouched for. Very specific, nuanced part of this. So if I look at Zach XBT's profile, poor guys, he's back to this. Oh no, I'm not logged in as an admin, so I don't know what his profile ID is. Let me just quickly look at his on-chain. Decode. Yo, come on. Why didn't it decode this? Because it's in dark mode? Or just hadn't loaded yet? Weird. Oh, there it goes. Uh, oh, it just left it for the attestation hash. Huh. I forget how vouching works. Here's an example. Yeah, okay, yeah, let me just see if we can figure that out on its own. An example vouch would be ID. Yeah, let's just give it an example to look at. 4515 for a mock profile named at Zach XBT, we should be able to also calculate vouchers for these people. Okay, let's see what we got. Still working on this one. Oh shit, just died completely outside 8,000. Okay, so it's fetching it. There we go. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's super interesting. I don't like the we should probably change. Yeah, I mean like this isn't right at all. Why is it pulling these? I wonder if it's hallucinating these scores. Weird. Um that's so interesting that who are these people? Who the hell is this guy? Why would he possibly have two vouchers for 70 ETH? It's a Sybil network and he's got a high eigenscore. Okay. Well, that's very weird. Yeah, we'll have to investigate that. It seems very questionable in itself, but maybe it came from someone. Who did it come from? Because all of them are basically interconnected with each other. Um, yeah, like who the hell is TCA Senna? I wonder. I hope so that we're only pulling in archived, non-archived vouchers. Okay, that's working now. Just to confirm, we are not looking at archived vouchers, right? Archived vouchers would represent trust that is no longer there. It's the effect of EIP 12 and 13. That's right. Yeah. And 11, I hope, is coming later this week. 11 and the wallet update that fan target. Okay, let's go back and see. Yeah, like this guy was a Sybil network, part of a Sybil farm. So yeah, interesting. So like the Sybil farm was able to huh? No, it's just these two people that vouch for each other. This is very weird. All right, I don't know how this algorithm works exactly, I guess. Um, okay, so we've excluded archived vouchers throughout. The false parameter means archived equals false when storing in the database. Okay, so I mean that guy does have active vouchers and he doesn't have a bunch of old ones. The other thing I noticed is that it also seems like we're pulling in the wrong ethos score for these users. How are we pulling that score in? Yeah, it could be the best way to turn out to find symbols. I think that's actually right. And that this is why I've always been like, no, guys, like we can't use eigentrust. I'm not discounting eigentrust because we vibe coded it for 30 minutes, but like it is a very hackable algorithm from how I understand it. It's really meant for when the user isn't explicitly saying who they trust. It's just like something that happened in the background, kind of. Um, there you go. Yeah, this is correct. It's using the wrong Ethan score. We're overriding the user score with a score API. Yeah, we should be using the that's weird. We should be using the by profile ID API. Oh, there it goes. Okay, what are we doing on the other one? So it says profile ID 4515, which is ZachXBT, isn't in the database yet, which suggests that vouch haven't been synced. Verifying the code includes mock profiles that appears in the subjects. Reviewing the implementation. The code already includes all profile IDs from vouchers, so mock profile ID. No. It's not profile ID. No, wait, it's not profile ID this. I'm talking about vouch number. What profile ID is that for, and is it in our database? So yeah, I'm doing a little multitasking now. Because yeah, we need to get this seems to always be, there you go. Of course, it's got all the scores wrong again. I just need something easy for like always showing the right scores. Yeah, I think it also could be broken, to be clear. I'm not sure yet. The idea would be that like, yeah, whoever has the most influence has the ability to drive the most influence. So yeah, it's kind of confusing, but okay, let me find the pinned message in here. Can you please update? Okay, so when we reference ethos scores, can we please use these parameters? God, Discord notification message. Look at how fast it's writing that code. I mean, this is so much faster with Compose 1. Highly recommend it. We're at the hour mark, which is when I always lose people. I look at the stats. Don't you worry. So if you're still there, thanks for hanging around. I still think this is going to be informational and interesting, and I want to get it live and published today, so we will. Let's see. Let's see how it's going. We've got our colors in. Let's see if the mock profiles. Okay, so let's see what it does. It says added vouch ID storage, updated the database schema. It says vouch 4515 isn't in the database. Huh. That's really weird. Can you check? Wait, am I crazy? That was definitely the one that Abhi had written for Zach XBT, right? 4515. Yeah. Can you check the activities API for 4515? You should be able to pull it directly. What is this software? The one that we're using right now is Cursor. So Cursor in agent mode and using Composer 1, which is their main LLM for writing code now. Abby on. I forgot to turn it off. Yeah, I just don't know why it's not working. Okay, so yeah, now it's wrong. Okay, so ZachXBT is a mock profile, non-ethos would vouch for. Database says 35 vouches to ZachXBT. Oh, so profile 38. So it is working. And it has 35 vouchers in it. Okay, so then our site should technically load correctly now. Let me see. ZachXBT. Wait. What number is ZachXBT in the list? What is ZachXBT's eigentrust value? It seems very broken if ZachXBT is not at the top. 0.4%. The score indicates that ZachXBT is included in the eigentrust as a mock profile. Wait, so how are we using the amount vouched and number of vouchers in the eigentrust calculation? I mean, this doesn't even seem close to being right. Okay. Oh, I forgot it doesn't have the context in this one. But let's see. The vouchers have a primary key. What is it doing? It says we're using the balance value from the stored voucher, but not counting multiple vouchers or summing balances. No, I don't know that I want to do this. Let's go back here. I want to go to the other context window, and this is where it can be kind of important, where you don't really understand this agent doesn't really know what's going on in comparison to this. Can you explain exactly? Okay, why is someone like Zach XBT much lower in eigentrust? This algorithm of eigentrust. Yeah, let's go. What was his profile ID? 38. Yeah. compared to others. I'm not exactly sure how the algorithm works. Let's see what it says. Maybe it's because ZachXP didn't activate his profile. I don't think it's considering that at all. Yeah, Composer 1 speed is absolutely insane. This used to be like watching like fucking paint dry. And it didn't make it good for vibe coding. Can you dance to Betty by Young Gravy? Can't dance, so no. Pretty straightforward. We could dance one day, but I'd have to get a volunteer dancer. Yeah, vibe coding gets better every fucking week we use it. I mean, sometimes on Monday I've been getting it gets like fucking DDoS or something and it can't vibe code, but it's been really, really good lately. Um, okay, so Eigentrust is a reputation management system that calculates global trust scores for the network of local trust vouchers. Unlike simple vote counting, Eigentrust considers who vouches for you. Transitive trust. Trust flows through the network if A trusts B and B trusts C and yeah, okay. Iterative convergence, the algorithm iteratively refines trust scores until they stabilize. The algorithm. Build the trust graph, normalize the matrix, iterate components, final score. Why some profiles are lower. If you receive vouchers from low trust users, your score is limited. Okay, so profile A received vouchers from profiles with scores 0 0.01, 0 0.02, 0 0.03, 0.003. The profile B gets it from people with higher scores, then B will be much higher. Interesting. Number of vouchers received. More vouchers generally increase your score, but quality matters more than quantity. If you give vouchers to many people, your own trust is spread across more targets. This doesn't directly lower your score, but it affects how much trust flows through you. Interesting. So ZachXBT doesn't have any outgoing trust. I wonder if that is a limiting factor. How many vouchers they receive? Who do they vouch for? Yeah, so oh cool. It has a thing to let me analyze this. Okay, that's sick. So it gave me a little new terminal. It gave me a thing to like analyze his profile. So it's basically says like these are the vouchers that he has and their scores. Profile 38 eigentrust score is 0.004. I still feel like that's hard to read, so I might multiply these all by like 100 or I mean 1,000 or something. Top 10 eigentrust scores in comparison. Wait, his is 3 zeros and a 4. The top one is 005. Wow, okay. Profile 38 ranks 582 out of 76. So he's still on the top 92%. Your score is calculated as you receive trustworthiness of vouchers. The algorithm iteratively propagates trust to the network. Yeah, okay, interesting. Okay, well let's see. I mean that is very interesting. Can we make a page for users to click into to get more info about why a person was scored with eigentrust as they were? Maybe also show a diagram or a graph that shows the vouchers for that user. SERP, can you spell what metrics contribute to influence factor? Yeah, we talked about it a little bit earlier. It's mostly just social graph data. It looks at any social thing that you connected, and it tries to measure what your influence is as it relates to other users and ethos. So I try not to like overshare what's in the influence factor because I don't really want people to try to game it. To be honest, it doesn't really matter because people can't game it. It's not easy to game, but I kind of like that it's obfuscated if I'm being honest. Um, let's see. How's the FUD? I haven't been able to see. Oh, there's a new slash. Oh no, yeah, that was the one. The Fed BNB slash. Okay. Yeah, we added one of the things that we just added. We've been talking about a lot. That like, I just want to help people see how much score is lost whenever like people um vouch for others. And there was a vouch for others and get slashed. And if you scroll down here, there's this one for the Fed BNB guy where Ethos slashed him. It was like 5,000 credibility score lost. Look at all of these people that supported this guy. Um, That's again how I have a little bit better of an understanding of like, oh, this is actually working. Like this guy had a bunch of like, accounts supporting him and now they all paid the price for it. Um it is I like this new thing here. I think it's really powerful. We didn't think about creating the opportunity for each community to have its own badge. That example I can classify my members of. Yeah, I thought about this actually too. Like opt-in communities and community pages would actually be really cool. We haven't decided to prioritize it. I've also thought the same thing for like organizations. It's a good idea, and I thought about it. I just hadn't leaned in. I mean, if you're interested and passionate, I'd recommend joining the Discord and kind of sharing more about your thoughts. Um, okay, so it says that this is working now, and I should be able to click end to people. Okay, cool. So here's Sap. Okay, we got to get into dark mode, but here's Sapsy. Here are the different people that vouch for him with different eigentrust scores. And then, yeah, you can kind of see the eigentrust score here. How can I make the eigentrust score more readable? It's like, it's just not, we can multiply it by like, should be 319,000. How can we make the eigentrust score more legible? When it's 0.003 as an example, it can be hard to see how impactful that is versus 0.005. Perhaps we can multiply it by 10,000 or something. What do you think? I don't know. I gotta ask the AI. What does it think? It is really interesting to see like Safsy. I mean, he has the most influence from the most amount of influential people, basically. Um, God, this UI is shit. We've been making some sick UIs lately, and you know what's funny is all vibe coded stuff is purple. Um, Also, this should be cached. I don't know why it's loading the leaderboard every time. It's pretty slow. Let's see what we got here. Oh, maybe it's because I'm doing other stuff. Okay, so what does it say? Yeah. So it created all of them, multiplies them by 10,000. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, that's nice. Okay, so there you go. Eigentrust score on a scale of 100 base, or 1,000 technically. Um, so 1,000 being the most. So 53 versus 38 versus you scroll way down here and you see people. Oh my God, I haven't seen this guy's name in forever. Yeah, but like, why does he have such a good, fascinating? So this guy, top GGWP, has vouched for Real Dragon Max, and he has a really good score. But who the fuck is that? Who is this guy? Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, can we make it so that these also link to profiles when looking at the profile page so we can more quickly investigate? Um yeah, how did this guy get such a good eigentrust score? So basically what it means is that, yeah, I mean, like even like this guy's 1306 in neutral and was able to like get in the top 100, and it's because he has one person with wow, with 11. How is this working, man? I don't understand. This has got one vouch for him. This is crazy. Okay, I don't think that it's working correctly personally. Like, why would this guy Agatha Besteva has one vouch for someone else? That's it. And then he has a vouch for someone else, and that's it. That is so weird to me. I don't know why that guy would be 11. Huh. Yeah, I mean, like, look at the difference in some of these scores. This guy has a 1282 on Ethos score. Why do these guys have 6.62? Because, God, this is really confusing. This guy has an eigenscore of Huh. He has an eigenscore of 12.11. Yeah, let's run that thing again for this guy's profile, because I just feel like that's not really great at all. Terminal. Uh, so what was it's like, why did my terminal go away? There you go. Yeah, let's do the last one again. Analyze profile 2209. So he's ranked 80th. Analyzing profile, he has 2 vouchers given, 2 vouchers received. They both have an eigentrust score of 66 base, if 6.6. Eigentrust calculates based on direct vouchers you receive, indirect trust through the network. Yeah, but like, why? I'm not convinced in the eigentrust algorithm right now, and I think it's probably a skill issue, to be honest. I just like, why would Zach XBT not have one of the higher ones? That doesn't really make sense to me. Let's go look at like Obby here. How does the level of trust of a voucher vary? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out, I think. Um, so like, yeah, like Abby has 31 and Safsi's score helps him. Sanjay's score helps him. Open the fridge helps him. Moritz helps him. Like all these people that like explicitly use the product help them. Who did he vouch for though? I thought he vouched for Zach XBT. Oh, here you go. Profile ID 4038. Yeah, so this is Zach XBT's profile. Why would his eigentrust score be 4.39 when he's got all of these from much higher scores? Yeah, okay. Why does it seem the eigentrust score is mostly based on the average score of people who vouch for the person? Um, An example is profile ID 38, who has a lot of vouchers, but the average is low. Yeah, the average is like 4.82. There are people who are absolutely less reputable who have much higher average and only 2 at 6.6 eigentrust score. That means they get an eigentrust score of 6.6. Why are we not accounting for num vouchers in the equation? I don't want you to make a change yet. Just explain to me how this works. Yeah, I don't really get it. I'm not super familiar with the eigentrust algorithm, to be clear. I'm trying to learn more about it as we kind of build this. I see what it's doing though. It's basically saying like, and this is Zach XPT for what it's worth, and it's saying that he's got 35 vouchers. He's not given any vouchers. He has 39 unique vouchers, which makes sense because you can only have unique one vouch. But his score, his average voucher score is 4.82. But it doesn't make sense because he's got people that vouch for him that are 3.32, 31, 17. Like this would be a really high score. Uh, hmm. So it says normalization dilutes contribution. If someone vouches 20 people, each one gets 1/20th of that trust. If someone vouches for 2 people, each person gets 50% of that user's trust. Profile 38's vouchers likely vouch for many others. They don't, though. A vouch from 6.6 score user who vouched for only 2 people. Wow, that's so weird. Low trust vouchers don't amplify, high trust vouchers do. Yeah, but why are they getting vouch for many other people? I see. Don't amplify the network because they're low trust. A high scoring, yeah. Wow. I mean, it could not be different than how the Ethos score works right now. Eigentrust does not account for number of vouchers, but normalize on iterations mean quality matters more than raw quantity. Um, Profile 38's many low quality vouchers don't add up to as many high quality vouchers. But then I don't understand why. Yeah, why did these guys? What was the one guy that had 6? Oh no, I'll go to the homepage. There's like 11, or yeah, any of these guys that are like here. But then, okay, maybe this is a Sybil detector, but then I don't understand why profile ID this has so much. Um, yeah, like who the hell is no breaks and how did he get? Yeah, is it because it's like a loop, basically? They all vouch for each other, kind of? Um, let's see. How does the level of trust of a voucher vary? Yeah, I don't really know what you're saying, to be honest. Why did you steal my sport? Because I don't know, it's my job. Keep everyone normalized, man. Okay, so what is it saying? It says found a mutual vouch loop that explains the higher score. Ah, there you go. So there's a feedback loop that happens in eigentrust. So profile ID 13128, which is this one right here. Let's go look at this guy on actual ethos. Um, actually, let's draw it. So this guy, Carl, he is vouching for, he's vouched by No Breaks and Rye Cage. Oops. No Breaks and what? Rye Cajun. That's his name. So both of these guys vouch for Carl. Uh, he has given a vouch back to No Breaks. And then No Breaks and Carl, yeah, right. Yeah. What the fuck? So that's it. They've only vouched for each other. Okay, so what is it saying then? He has a vouch, the average vouch score is high. Mutual vouch creates a positive feedback loop. 128 vouches for 5841. It gets trust. Yeah, so that's so weird. So Eigentrust doesn't just average direct vouches, it finds stable trust relationships through iteration. Mutual vouches can amplify scores beyond what simple averaging, which is why 128 ranks high despite only 2 vouchers. This is how Eigentrust handles trust networks. Mutual relationship amplify trust bidirectionally. Yeah, but like that should be true about anyone at the top of the leaderboard. But I think that the other people are diluting those people's scores. Let's see. So I have plenty of mutual vouchers. But yeah, like the average score of mine is getting diluted probably. No, average score 3.38. What the fuck? This is so confusing. Okay. Are there any tweaks that are normal to eigenlayer that people do, like in terms of parameters? I think we could probably also make search work. Can we make search work too? Let's do a type ahead and allow people to search by Twitter username. We can use the search API. Grab it real quick. Okay, just doing a couple things at once. Yeah, I don't know what you're supposed to switch in eigentrust. Uh, algorithm tweak. Tweaks and modifications generally focus on improving security performance. Okay, so you can adjust alpha teleport probability. Alpha parameter determines the balance between pre-trusted and peer-to-peer. Lowering the alpha increases reliance on P2P's own trust judgments and decrease the influence of initial seed trust. Oh, so there's a seed trust? Hmm. Modified versions can limit the number of local trust device appears required to report with simulations. Interesting. That's really weird. Right, let's go back to this. Okay, so it has a convergence parameter, max iterations, initial trust is uniform for everyone. So damping factor. What mixes new and old trust vectors? Prevents oscillation, speeds convergence, handles cycles better, helps stabilize mutual value loops. Okay. Pre-trusted nodes seeds trust to known good users, but I don't really want to do that because I think that kind of makes it defeat the purpose. Like we're trying to replace the score, not depend on another score. Convergence threshold, max iterations, and vouch weighting. Uses balance is if available. Damping factor is the most important missing piece. It prevents trust from oscillating in cycles. It speeds up convergence and it makes the algorithm more stable. This would help in cases like the mutual vouch loop. Created a detailed document. Okay, how would you change the damping factor then? Yeah, like this doesn't make sense why this guy like these are all like no-name people and they're all I mean, I guess he's 1470, 1457. Sorry, apologies if you're 1457 and you took offense to that. This guy's 1352. And then Rye Cage. Oh, wait. No. Yeah, Rye Cage is 1359. Yeah, I mean, there's just like zero reason why these. I mean, of course, it doesn't know the scores. It doesn't know anything about the scores. What is the point of stream if don't answer on questions? I answer questions on the stream all the time, bro. You didn't ask me a question. You said why did you steal my score? I don't know what to tell you. We've been talking about that. Let me see what we got here. I feel like I'm losing the plot a little bit on this eigenlayer algorithm. Added damping factor constant, updated the algorithm, updated the functions. Okay. More aggressive. All right, well, let's try to run the eigen algorithm again. See if we can make it a little bit better. Uh, I did add the search here. So if we go back to search and type in search. Nice. Cool. Oh yeah, I feel like this should just can we just take them to the user profile when they select instead of adding something below? Yeah, I probably lost most people at this point because we're now talking about stupid algorithms, but it is super interesting. I mean, it's like this is obviously not better though. Let's go back here and see how it's working. Oh yeah, we're building the new matrix of users. Got now. Still building that. My search should be better now though. Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, I could probably make this a little bit better, but it does tell you a little bit about like, oh, these people have really high scores versus low scores. I would like to make that a mouse over if I were to do it again. This is such a weird, I just don't know how to think about this yet. We'll see. But maybe this like a recalculation of the score will work. My question is, I left to review 10 minutes ago. A guy that I went slash and got minus 30 score. Yeah, your score got recalculated. Everyone's score is getting recalculated right now, and it is not in real time when it gets recalculated. So the reason that you just got a 30% score is because the changes that we announced just went live. So go check that is what I would say. Hey, Serpent, are you going to show both scores on Ethos? And what is your idea to proceed on this matter? No, I mean, I'm just testing this out. I just wanted to see what it would look like to build a different Ethos score using the exact same data. Um, so yeah, that is all I really wanted to try out, but it looks like it's still working on. Yeah, I could go ahead and ask it to like actually, can we make this graph interactive? It seems differentiated from the other stuff that we're doing right now, so it should be fine. Uh, let's see. Can we make this graph more interactive, be able to pull out users, be able to click around and bid, zoom in, etc. Also would be great if we could show the eigen scores. Oh yeah, show the avatars of each user. I always like doing that with the graphs. Now I'm missing my terminal again. What happened to the terminal? Still working on the new one. Yeah, so I'll probably publish this and just see what it looks like, and you guys can go play around with it. But to be honest, I'm not impressed. I'm not like, oh my God, this is just the most amazing thing in the world that like we have these scores that, with a different algorithm look great, but it does allow us to kind of get some sort of idea based on it. It just, I mean, this guy's getting slashed right now. Like, it's just funny. Um, Yeah, I find it quite interesting. Yeah, me too. I mean, I think there's a lot of ways. I've always argued that like ethos is cool because what we're doing is we're documenting trust. We have these trust signals, and you could actually build whatever the hell kind of score you wanted to on top of it. Now, the ethos score itself is very, very complex in terms of like how things work. But if you tried to make it dummy simple, like with vouchers, and you said, well, if you vouch 0.01 ETH against someone else, what would it look like? And I think we're starting to see the results of that, which is interesting, but maybe not necessarily the most telling. Like you get people pretty quickly here. Like I just don't get why this guy, he has one vouch from someone else. Oh, look, now I have profiles and pictures and stuff. Nice. Oh, that's cool, actually. Yeah. Um, yeah, like why? Okay, we can put let's ask it to put the eigenscore underneath it. Uh, can you put the eigenscore under the name in brackets? Still building that other normalized one. Yeah, like why? Why? Oh, there you go. So this guy also has 20. Oh, it's just so weird. I don't know what reason would he be that high. The math isn't mathing to me right now. That's why I'm confused. This guy has one given vouch and it's to that guy. But like what makes this guy valuable? It doesn't make any sense. We're still working on it. Okay. What else would we want to do on this real quick? We could provide a link out to view on Ethos. Can we add a link here to view on Ethos as a button? It should link to, what was this guy's name? Um, and replace the name based on X handle. Wow, it's taking forever. It's taking way longer than I wanted it to. I didn't even have like a way to tell how fast it's going or not. Your eigentrust score is calculated based on the trustworthiness of who vouched for you. A vouch from highly trusted user. That's why I'm like, okay, what? But why is that guy highly trusted? Why is this guy highly trusted? Because he's got two vouches from other people. This guy is king making this UK Inc. guy. What makes this guy valuable? The mutual thing, I guess, and maybe this one. Yeah, it's just the mutual. So basically, two people that only vouch for each other mutually are like winning on Ethos on this eigentrust algorithm right now. All right. Well, yeah. Okay. Cool. So you on Ethos. Perfect. So it actually, I mean, we got it working pretty good. this is nice that it shows each of these things. Yeah, I would like to be able to, yeah, can we pick and drag these away so we can more easily see them? Most graphs like this allow users to move the nodes on the graph around. Okay. I read the news and I have one more question. Don't you think it's actually stealing when you do changes like this? No, I don't think it's stealing. Like top guys would anyway vouch for just more money and keep their score. It's not how it works. I think you have a very naive understanding of how the score change worked. Small guys who just get vouchers from friends and just demolish. If vouch gives just 5 score, I would not vouch because it doesn't make sense. Yeah, I mean it doesn't give just 5 though. I would say like I understand your reaction to it, but that is not technically how it's been implemented. The implementation does not suggest that like, you can't get higher score because you don't have enough money vouched for your name. There's a bunch of ways you can get score. In fact, let's go look at your profile right now. You got me. You baited me, Girk. I don't know who you are, bro, but yeah, 1336. Let's go look at your profile. Okay, bro went down 30 points. 30 points. Yeah, it looks like you're just getting started on your Ethos journey. I welcome you to Ethos. A month, 30 days. Um, yeah, I mean, you're not doing anything wrong. You don't have a lot going on, bro. You got a low influence factor. Uh, yeah, your account age is still early on X. You don't have a lot of reviews. You don't have a lot of vouch teeth. You don't have a lot of vouchers. And I'm guessing that the vouchers haven't really matured yet, and that will change, obviously. 21 days, 29 days ago. Yeah. I mean, you're going to get more. It's just that, yeah. The other thing is like go upvote your own reviews for, I guess you have upvotes on the reviews. Yeah. Um, yeah. I mean, the other thing that you're struggling from right now is your reviews are coming from people that don't have super high scores. So, that's kind of holding you back too, I think. But yeah, Ethos like it is very clear you can get very high in terms of your score without having um a lot of vouch teeth. Just saw my score flashed in real time. Everyone calls me surfing, I guess. That sounds fun though. You can leave a positive review for a $5 member Benji's group. Yeah, exactly. Benji's group people are paying to review each other. All right, so it did recalculate the eigentrust scores, which is great. Let's go back and see. Yep, there you go. So SAFC is even higher now. Let's see if we still have some of these randos in here, though. No, it looks like it actually weeded a lot of the random people out. Okay, so maybe this is looking a little bit better now. Yeah, it looks a lot better now. Okay, so cool. So yeah, even Ethos has a much lower score than before. Fascinating. So I would say I'm feeling much better about this. I don't really understand like the changes that it made. It just kind of tweaked the scores. It prevents oscillation cycles, I guess. Yeah. Um, I would tell you that like my initial reaction of this is like, yeah, these are the people that like, farmed a lot of score on Ethos by having a lot of people vouch for them. If you go look at this guy's profile, oh no, what happened to the oh God. No, let's undo whatever the last thing that we did on this one. Yeah, no. It's using the wrong charting library, but whatever, that's fine. Yeah, just refresh this. Because it does still look fine. You can still kind of see it. Oops. Um, yeah, I could ask it to like. Let me try to throw one more thing at it. These are all overlapping and hard to read. Can we expand them a bit to make it more legible? No, we ain't paying for review. You were joking about it on the group for $5. You're right. Yeah, I sent a joke message that was like, that was basically like, I'll give you a review if you pay me $5. Obviously, it's a complete joke. If you think that I'm serious about it, which I know you don't, then you're delusional. Okay, cool. So there you go. Now it's a little easier to read. So yeah, it helps you get a much better idea. Oh, fuck. Let's go look at like mine. Yeah. So here, the people that I'm getting the most from are Casper, Onder, A bars, Jamsey, Mutant Mats, stuff like that. You can see all of their scores. I don't think that the score is any better. The Eigentrust algorithm in an unrefined form looks like just people that farmed ethos is what I would say. And I think this was kind of the point of like the original Eigentrust algorithm. Um, I think where it would be more interesting and a way that I would probably improve this in the future would be I think that we should build local scores instead of Eigentrust scores, and so maybe that's what we'll do on Monday. I know the Nansen team has been wanting to me to do something with their MCP, which we could do that next week too. But local scores for credibility, I'm writing down as an opportunity, so that whenever you go look at someone's profile, you get a score that's based on like who you know that knows them, as opposed to like uh the global kind of version. But yeah, I think it's very interesting. I think it is very obviously incredibly easy to attack this, and is effectively based on again very shallow understanding. It's effectively based on how much you're willing to vouch for other people and have them, yeah, like build the network up that way. It's just not obvious that this is any better than the algorithm that we have. So yeah, it could. I actually think Christian is right, and that's like a great farmer finder. It would help you understand, yeah, the people. Like, if I'm being totally frank with you guys right now, like these are the people that we nerfed the hardest on Ethos. Like the people that found ways to get to really high scores early on, by having a considerable amount of people vouch and participate in vouching. So I think this tries to oversimplify Ethos into a very simple score, but yeah, if I shipped this and said, "Here's a new reputation system, Safsy is the number one person in the entire CT," everyone would be like, "Well, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life," because Zach XBT isn't even on this list. Um, Anyways, it's been great to kind of try this out. If you guys have interest, I can ship it, but I don't really think it's like anything significant. It just helped me kind of understand that like we could probably throw it away. And with you on local scoring makes sense for industries too, especially group scam artists. Yeah, I think it would be more interesting to say like, okay, how close to this person are you, and changing the score based on that. So maybe that's what we'll do on Monday. Um, Anyways, other than that, I'm glad everyone showed up today. It was a good conversation earlier. I think we got to talk through some of the score changes, which probably helped people a little bit not like lose their mind in terms of how the scores changed. But appreciate everyone showing up per usual, and it's been fun to keep building stuff with you guys. Hope you learned something about vibe coding and how easy it is and how everyone should be trying it. So um, we've got Bread Guy on tomorrow morning on the stream at 10 a.m. Central. If you want to join that, me and Emma will be talking to him about Mega ETH. So it would be good to see you guys tomorrow. Have a great evening, or can't imagine it's morning for too many people, but yeah, see you guys around.